Ours started pretty early when my oldest David was about 9. Out of the blue, he pipes up, "Mom, you know how the man plants a seed in the woman to make a baby? How exactly does it get there?" David, that's a great question. And I will be happy to answer it as soon as we leave Target. So I did. All the correct terms, none of this choo-choo in the tunnel stuff. And of course, his reaction was, "Oh, your mom did that to you too?" Anyway, his reaction was, "Oh, what if it gets stuck?" Which I explained doesn't happen, as long as you're over 18 and she's Jewish. Then I asked if he had any questions. Now, this could have been tricky because I was divorced from his dad, and at the time I was engaged to husband 2.0. So I was kind of expecting questions like, "Did you do it with Dad? Have you done it yet with Scott? How do they compare? Is it infinitely better with Scott than it was with Dad because Scott actually cares about his partner's feelings, which your father never did?" So I ended up faking it not just to him but to myself because that way it was easier to keep up the facade, although it wasn't much of a stretch because he wanted to do at most every 3 months, and that was only after prolonged begging on my part. After a while I started wondering about that jerk because he didn't even want to receive oral, much less reciprocate. And is there a straight man on the planet who wouldn't do just about anything for an even mediocre... He didn't have any questions. Until about 3 weeks later, when Scott came over and kissed me, and you know how kids get when they see adults kissing. Ben started saying, "Gross, stop kissing." And David said, "Yeah, Mom, don't you guys get enough of that when Scott sticks his penis in your vagina?" Ben was 6 at the time, and his eyes got so big that all I could think of was, I hope tomorrow's not his day for sharing. Younger siblings always learn things way too early, don't they? When Ben was, I think, 7, we had our own Target moment, I think in the checkout line at Safeway. And he pipes up, "Mommy, what's a condom?" So when we got in the car, I figured he's old enough to ask, he's old enough to know. So I told him it was a birth control device, also used to prevent diseases and to enhance male sexual pleasure. Oh, come on, you wish you had, some of your ex-boyfriends had moms like me. I might have an agenda, but at least it's a hip one. When David started middle school, he started asking, "When will I be ready to kiss girls?" And every time I would say the same thing. Your body will tell you when you're ready, and it will also tell you whether you'd rather kiss girls or boys, because both are okay. After about the 5th time, he just looked at me and said, "Mom, could you give it a rest?" I hate to disappoint you, but I'm straight. Oh, man. I mean, every Jewish mother secretly longs for a gay son who'll stay devoted to me his entire life and help me shop. I deserve some compensation for raising teenage boys. I don't have a girl to go shopping with. I have nobody in the house who's on my cycle. And I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like recently it's gotten a little harder. I noticed this a couple of years ago. My mood had just changed. The boys were fighting, which is nothing unusual, but I couldn't take it another second, so I asked Scott to deal with it. Apparently, this time the argument revolved around the fact that Ben, at 10, was claiming that he had pubic hair. David was 13 and claimed that Ben didn't know what he was talking about. David had the real thing. And so finally, Scott said, "Boys, why are you having such a ridiculous argument? This is pubic hair!"